Gerald. Welcome. My big atlas is here. I guess I could read to you from the big atlas. Read you some little facts, I guess. And then the next country that I have to film, which, if it wasn't Saturday night and there weren't a bunch of loud cars randomly, I would be filming this right now. I'll be filming it tomorrow. Yeah, it says Great Britain, but I'll be doing Northern Ireland too, so don't worry. Ansu's from Finland. Hello, hello. I don't know any Finnish, or else I would say hello or good morning to you in Finnish. But I cannot. My mind is blank on Finnish at the moment. I don't remember anything. I guess I could just look it up and let's see. Let's see. Let's play some Google Translate time. Let's see. Translate. Google. Let's see. So I need English to Finnish. And let's say good morning. Oops. There you go. Oh no. Alright, you have to tell me how good this is. Hyvää huomenta. Oh, you just typed it. Hyvää huomenta. How do you pronounce that? That's surely not how you do it. How about just hello? Hey. I feel like I knew that in like the back of my brain that it's hey. I think it's the same in Swedish too. Hello, Gerald is from Greece. Okay, let's do some Greek. Because I cannot read that. It was pretty fine. The A's with the umlauts are always difficult, isn't it? It's like an sound. At least that's what I've been told. Ruthie, hello from New Zealand. That's exciting. Hello, hello. I haven't covered New Zealand on my channel yet, much to the chagrin of many New Zealanders. But you'll be seeing New Zealand videos about this time next month, so it's coming, I promise. Let's do good morning in Greek. Good morning. Alright, that looks like what you wrote. Kalimera. Kalimera. I guess that's what that says in Greek. Marco is from Texas. Howdy. Down in Texas. It is late for you, Marco. You should be in bed, but then again, so should I. I'm only awake because, oh, perfect. I can speak Greek. Thanks, Gerald. I did a big task today. I went and picked up an inhaler for what I think is like long COVID-induced asthma. So this whisper stream is also kind of like a test to see if I run out of breath. I can try out the inhaler while whispering. I tried it out today when I got it because wearing the mask, it was really hard to breathe. So I tried it and then I could breathe perfect. And then I did some reading on my own about not the next country I have to film, but the one after. And I got out of breath while reading, so I did and I could talk a lot easier. So now, how about, well, I'm just speaking in my whisper. If I run out of breath, I can try it and see what happens. So this is also kind of an experiment, but I went out and picked up my inhaler, which, when you don't have a car, whispering's difficult than shouting. I disagree, Gerald. I find whispering a lot easier than shouting. Shouting hurts my throat. I have a lot of throat issues. Whereas whispering doesn't hurt my throat at all. I mean, maybe a little bit, but not like shouting does. I was so tired after picking up this inhaler that I went to sleep at like 1 in the afternoon, expecting to take like a nap, and I slept until midnight. I mean, I woke up in between and had dinner, but then I wound up falling back asleep. it's just bubbles. I drink a lot of water before this. Where's my water bottle? It's way over there. Shrisha is here from New Zealand. Good to see you, Shrisha. I was just saying that you'll be seeing my New Zealand episode about this time next month. So it is coming. Promise, promise. There we go. I can kind of feel myself getting out of breath. Which is definitely not something that happened before COVID. It's definitely a post-COVID thing, so that's how I know. Anyway, do you guys want to do some trivia? I can try out more languages on Google Translate if you want. I can read to you guys if you like reading. What would you like to do tonight? Because I'm up for whatever. I should have grabbed my water. Oh well. I didn't think of that. How's everyone? It looks like everyone but Marco here is in the daytime, which is cool. Marco in Texas, it's nighttime for him. But everyone else is in the daytime, or the morning, or I guess New Zealand is like evening right now. Yeah, what's everyone up to? I don't have any, I only have my thumbs on. My thumbs won't come off. But the rest of my nails, Mudras. I don't know what that is, Marco, so no. But asthma is definitely a brand new thing, so I know nothing about it. I've never had breathing problems like this ever. I do have lots of problems with bronchitis. When I get bronchitis, I'm sick for like months after, which is how I knew that like getting COVID was going to be a bad time for me. I was given COVID against my will. I was given COVID while I was isolating from someone with COVID, and they gave it to me anyway because they didn't care, but that's a whole other story. So, the only other time I've had an inhaler was after my first big bout of bronchitis when I was like 17 or 18. And I was sick for like 4 months. I am feeling better now, Trisha, but I still have lots of breathing problems. Oh wow, it is nighttime for New Zealand. The 10:21 is definitely not evening like I thought it would be. But thanks for listening, Rosie, I suppose. But yeah, my nails popped off except for my thumbs. I cannot get them off. They are secure. I took a hot shower this morning and all my nails came off except my thumbs. It is 2:22 in the morning on Sunday, so it is Monday evening for you, Ruthie, but it is Sunday morning for me, if I'm correct. And now I understand time. Or is it Sunday night there still? I think maybe it's Sunday night there. It's about to be Monday for you guys. Yeah, that sounds right. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's still Sunday. Okay, you still have like 2 hours of Sunday. But it will be Monday very soon for you guys. Whereas it just became Sunday about 2 hours ago. It just became Sunday 2 hours ago. Let's see. Wow, yes, it's still Sunday. Yeah. I slept all afternoon and evening and woke up at like 12:30 at night. The time changed in Greece. Yeah, has anyone else had time change? Ours starts next week. In the United States, they do the time change the Sunday after Halloween so that the kids get a nice night of lots of sunlight. By lots of sunlight, they mean that like the sun goes down at like 7 p.m. instead of 6 p.m. But our time change is not. It's next week. It's in 7 days. I'm excited for it. Kusia, the cat, is in Kyrgyzstan, and it's 3:23 So yeah, that was today. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we do it the first Sunday after Halloween. Time isn't real. Yeah, so I got pizza that last time because if that was when we were house sitting, it was a funny story because I had a coupon for a free pizza. That was the whole point of why I wanted to order the pizza in the first place. So I added the pizza, hit the coupon, and then it just gave me the free pizza. So, and I couldn't take off the first pizza, so I wound up ordering 2 pizzas, but one was free. And then it took forever to get delivered. And I got an email after saying, like, sorry for the mess up. We sent you a coupon for a free pizza. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Why do they keep giving me pizzas? So I got so much pizza. I ate pizza for like 4 days. And then I wound up getting a coupon for free pizza, which I never actually used. I probably should have, but I just let it expire because I did not need another pizza after eating pizza for like 4 days straight. And what a crazy random mishap that was. So anyway, what are you guys up for? Would you like to play any trivia? Would you like to just chit chat like we're doing now? Do you want me to read any facts to you? I can. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? What else do I have around me? Lots of big books. And my notebook is here. Can I reach it while I have my headphones on? No. There we go. Fix this. Okay. My notebook, which is full of writing, so it makes really crinkly sounds. Facts are good, says Ruthie. All right. This notebook I have makes the best sounds. It makes good page turning sounds too. The headphone sound. See, I agree. I love the sound of like headphone adjusting, but it's so hard to find. I really like the sound of microphone adjusting. Like, you know, when someone's giving a speech and they adjust the microphone height and then they like tweak it and stuff so that it sounds good. I like those sounds, but there's like no ASMR videos for those. Sounds like that. Anyway. Yes, I agree. It's hard to find headphone adjusting sounds and microphone adjusting sounds. I don't know why I like them so much. I always love it when someone in a video is like, oh, hold on, and they have a little adjustment. And I'm like, oh, I like that. Anyway, let's read some facts. Let me go to my facts website. And pronounce the T. Really? Do you mean hard T's or soft T's? Because in California we don't pronounce T's like ever, so I extra emphasize T's when I'm reading so that like that. In California we say that. So whenever I'm whispering or doing my ASMR voice, I put a lot of emphasis on my T's, because if I don't, you won't hear any T sounds, and I'm also a fan of T sounds. Should we do some Halloween facts? Either way, this creepy fact about the Pirates of the Caribbean ride is as fascinating as it is scary. I like that because I'm convinced one of the skeletons in that ride is still real. It's a skeleton that's laying in a bed, like it's sitting up in a bed, surrounded by like gold and jewels and stuff in the bed. That skeleton looks real. Like all the other skeletons do not look like a real dead body, but that one does. I'm like convinced that that one is real. But anyway, next fact. Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street is based on a real story. How? Have you guys seen that movie? It's about like someone killing you in your dreams. How can that be real? Director Craven revealed that the inspiration for the iconic slasher film came from a story he read in the LA Times. A boy was having disturbing nightmares and refused to sleep for days out of fear. The same night he succumbed to his exhaustion, he died in his sleep, but not before screaming for help in the middle of the night because of his nightmares. Wow. Elm Street, Freddy Krueger films aren't really my favorite. I really don't think Freddy Krueger is that scary. I think he's funny. My favorite is Michael Myers, the Halloween movies. Next fact. As many as 50 serial killers are on the loose in the United States. This number is according to the FBI. However, some, including homicide archivist Thomas Hargrove, speculate that about 3,000 to 4,000 serial killers remain active in the country. Ooh, that's creepy. I know my mom lived through the Zodiac. She was a teenager when the Zodiac kill was happening. And he was targeting like older teenagers, so she wasn't allowed to go out at night, which she didn't want to anyway. And then the Night Stalker happened while she was pregnant with me, I think. Because she remembered being afraid that the Night Stalker would come and kill her baby. I think she said it was with me, it's either me or my sister, obviously, but she was really afraid of the various California serial killers that would come in our area. Goosebumps 2. I have not seen any Goosebumps movies, funny things. I watched the Goosebumps TV show in the 90s, but I was too afraid to read the books. I knew that the books would be scarier than the TV show. I remember the theme song, I can hear it in my head right now. It was like doom, 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 doom. And had a bunch of weird sounds in it, so it wasn't really that scary, but some of the Goosebumps and the Are You Afraid of the Dark show really scared me as a kid. Next fact, which I've definitely heard. It is common for children to hear voices. Apparently, parents don't have to freak out if their children can hear voices. Around 8% of children do, which is as common as having asthma or dyslexia. Hearing voices is definitely creepy, but at least it's perfectly normal. Yeah, it's very normal for kids to hear things and see things that aren't there. Isn't that wild? It's just a thing that kids do. And we grow out of it. I'm trying to think if I have any creepy stories as a kid. Not really. Oh my god. This next fact's kind of gross. Every day a person consumes about 1 to 2 cups of snot. More mucus travels into the trachea than it leaks out of the nose. So most of it ends up in the back of your throat. This creepy science fact might gross you out, but it's completely harmless and normal. Well, that's good. Because I know you guys are from a lot of different countries in the chat right now. What is your word for like snot and boogers? I know in England they say bogies. Like, what do you guys call snot? I'm sure it's different in different languages. It's making my nose want to run. Next fact. Your pet 10 million dust mites. your bed sheets. I just washed my pillowcases on this list round, so next is my sheets, and I alternate. A person sweats around 1 cup per day. That means your bed absorbs around 26 gallons of your sweat every year. That's another creepy fact reminding you to wash your bed sheets as often as possible. Next fact. Isla de las Muñecas, or the Island of the Dolls, is one of the most haunted places in the world. This small island south of Mexico City is a frightening place. I know. Rev. Someone's at the red light outside waiting to go. Anyway, this small island south of Mexico City is a frightening place. Perched and nailed onto the island's trees are little dolls that are said to be housed by the spirit of a little girl. According to the legend, the island's caretaker found a girl who drowned in mysterious circumstances. The caretaker discovered a doll floating in the water, which he hung on a tree to appease the drowned girl's spirit. However, this show of respect did not work, and the drowned girl's spirit continued to haunt the caretaker, causing him to hang more and more dolls in order to temper her anger. Sometimes tourists even say they can see the dolls move their heads and whisper among each other. Yeah, that's not a place I want to visit, and I'm a person that likes to go to haunted places and explore, but from what I've seen of people who've been there, it's also covered in spiders, so I'm not about that. I do not want things crawling on me. I could care less about haunted dolls. They don't bother me. But spiders is that's a real threat in my mind. Next fact. The Zoroastrians leave their dead in special towers to be eaten by vultures. While some may find it creepy, this is simply tradition for Zoroastrians. Their funerary practice involves leaving their dead on top of towers called the dogma. Zoroastrians believe that the earth, water, air, and fire are all sacred, and thus burying or cremating the dead would spread impurities to these elements. Leaving their dead exposed to the elements might horrify some, but it is a sign of respect for their followers. Isn't that interesting? I know in like Iran, out in like the desert and stuff, there's lots of towers and stuff that were built for famous people for them to be eaten on top of. But anyway, oh my gosh, you sent me a super chat, TT Infections. Oh, I'm so glad that you're feeling sleepy. Thank you so much for that super chat. I did not expect to get a super chat tonight. I'm literally here because I'm bored. But thank you so much. That is so kind of you. I appreciate that so much. Next fact. Aztec priests believed that the tears of children could stop droughts. Aztec followers believed in the power of human sacrifice, and many of their rituals included sacrificing women and children to their sun god Huitzilopochtli. When they experienced drought, Aztec priests sacrificed children because they believed their tears could call on the rain. I'll say it once, and I'll say it again. If there's any Nahuatl speaking people out there who want to do ASMR, please, oh my gosh, it is the tingliest language in the world, and I'm pretty sure there's no Nahuatl speakers doing ASMR. Have I read about the Cusca natives? That sounds really familiar. Tell me more about it, because do you mean Cusco? Or Cusca sounds Mexican, but yeah, if there's anyone out there that knows Nahuatl, please do ASMR in that language. Because like Huitzilopochtli, stuff like that, Tenochtitlan, is so good. It's such a tingly language. It's in Central America. Okay, then maybe I have not. Cusca. Not sure. Next fact. largest Latin manuscript known to the world. Hey, Lidmila, good morning to you. It contains a full-page portrait of Satan. People believe the manuscript contains the contract of a monk who sold his soul to Satan in the 13th century in order to escape execution. There's a picture of it. Wow. So let's see if I can show you guys. Wow, that's pretty creepy. I wonder why. I don't think that a monk would draw that because he had sold his soul to Satan. I think he was just a very creative monk. But it's a neat legend. Oh, I like this one. It's creepy. Next fact. Decorations made from human bones adorn the interior of the Sedlets ossuary. If human remains terrify you, then perhaps you shouldn't include this Roman Catholic church in your itinerary when you visit the Czech Republic. As an ossuary, the bone church contains the bones of around 40,000 different people. The bones are all arranged in different forms, such as garlands, altars, and even a chandelier. There's a picture of it, but I won't show you guys. It's actual bones. Yeah, Lidmila, that sounds like Ed Gein, who made like lamps and furniture and stuff out of his victims, but at least in the Sedlets ossuary, it's like tasteful. Like it's meant to be like symbolic of like life and death and stuff. Also, Ed Gein dug up a lot of people to use their body parts for furniture and items and things, so he didn't like kill people for furniture, but he would find. Anyway, next fact. People used hollowed human skulls as bowls and cups back in ancient England. Another creepy fact that dates back to ancient England is that cave settlers fashioned cups out of human skulls. They hollowed the skulls and removed the surrounding tissue until they could use it as a drinking vessel. That's certainly some food for thought. Ludmila wants their bones turned into art. I mean, it's your body, right? DT Infection says they're reading about the Spanish Empire in the Americas. Yeah, fascinating topic. What the Spanish did to all the different peoples of the Americas. Some were destroyed, some were absorbed into their culture. It's pretty interesting, but I haven't heard of the Cuscas. Oh dear. Let me set this down so I can free my hands for a little bit. Sorry if the cracks bother you, but I need to. Alright. So yeah, cups out of human skulls. That's pretty creepy, but I mean, if it was like cavemen, what else are they gonna make cups out of? Anyway, I bet it was like a thing of honor to have like your loved one or something used as a cup. Anyway, next fact. Ancient Romans believed that drinking blood would let them absorb power. Blood transfusion was a popular practice in ancient Rome. During gladiator games at the Colosseum, members of the audience would rush into the field to ravage the blood of fallen gladiators. They believed that in drinking the blood of fallen warriors, they too would absorb the warriors' powers and skills. Now that's kind of weird. But I mean, it made sense to them, right? They thought that blood was like the most powerful substance in your body. Which, I mean, it is, I suppose, but not in that way. Next fact. Alchemists used brain matter as an ingredient for an elixir of eternal life. In the 1600s, John French was an English alchemist who used brain matter for his concoctions. Another horrifying fact about his elixirs was that he stored it in horse manure for months and then drank it after. That can't be good for you. That's a bad time for your body. It's bad enough to, you should not drink brain fluid. It could cause a lot of irreparable diseases in your body. It could mess with your DNA and stuff, but don't store it in horse manure first. That's even worse. Next fact. Being buried alive accidentally occurred so often that people invented safety coffins. Oh, let me read this first. TT Infection says in El Salvador there's a place called Cuscatlan. Supposedly because small native tribes from there were from there and still do. Oh, that's cool. That's neat. El Salvador. I wouldn't have guessed that. I don't know a lot about native Salvadorans. Mostly Guatemalans and Nicaraguans and Panamanians and stuff. Safety coffins. Doctors often misdiagnosed ill patients, and this was common in 17th century England. Alice Blunden is an example. A doctor mistakenly pronounced her dead after she drank sedatives, and she was accidentally buried alive. Isn't that deadly to take someone's blood who is incompatible with your blood? It can be, depending on your blood type and how much you administer, but it just like won't fuse with your body and can cause a lot of problems. This horrifying ordeal didn't just happen once, but twice. After exhuming her and finding her near death, they buried her once more, only for her to struggle in the casket still alive until she eventually succumbed to death. That is a nightmare. That's really horrific. What a terrible way to go, poor Alice. Next fact. Oops, my tablet just turned off because I haven't touched it in long enough. There we go. That's just tragic. I agree. What a horrible way to go. The Mutter Museum displays various mutations, tumors, and anomalies of human anatomy. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Mutter Museum showcases preserved internal organs, models, and equipment for biomedical research and education. The creepy stuff displayed is disturbingly informative, as their poster says. Jenny the Spaz says, I want to go there so bad, lol. I mean, it does sound interesting. It's like those, like human body exhibits that toured America, where it was like exhumed bodies with like the skin removed and stuff like that, and like weird cross sections of bodies. It's kind of like that, except this is mutations and anomalies, so it's like doubly interesting, I think. Let's see, next fact. The floating specks you see probably aren't dust, but dead skin cells. Jenny loves medical history. That's cool. That's a neat subject to be fascinated with. This means that the air you breathe also contains dead skin cells. In fact, 15% of what you breathe in during a train ride is most likely the dead skin cells of passengers, including yourself. Wear your masks on the trains, guys. Or the train system here, the BART, just updated all their filters so that it's like the COVID filters. So maybe it's not as bad on my trains, but yikes. Next fact. A person will shed around 40 pounds of skin in a single lifetime. Just like snakes, humans shed their skin too, but at a much slower pace. Accumulated, however, your shed skin will amount to almost half the average body weight. Wild. Yes, nothing like a good whiff of dead skin cells. Oh dear, we've got a bot. 1 second. Let me delete this. One moment, please. Please hold while I mute this. It might take a second on my slow computer. It doesn't like all the messages coming in at once. 1 second, please. Come on, computer. You can do it. Come on, computer. If anyone else wants to help. There. That should do it. Give it a second. Oh boy. is it just spamming emojis? I guess it's trying to get the website out. I guess that's one way to evade it. Anyway, that should be going soon. Next fact is a creepy one. Yes, computer, I know. There we go. Okay. Your coffee mug probably has fecal matter on it. The creepiest fact about your office might be found in the kitchen. Scientists have discovered that 90% of coffee mugs are covered in germs. The culprit: shared kitchen sponges. They caused 20% of these coffee mugs that test positive for E. coli. Ooh, you don't want to drink E. coli. Let's see, TT Infection says Nueva España reached from South Canada to Costa Rica, plus Cuba and Florida. It was a massive colony, wasn't it? It was so huge. I live in what was Nueva España currently. California. But yeah, whatever I clean my bathroom with, I throw away immediately because I don't want to accidentally reuse it. So it might be wasting sponges, but you know, I use them. I use them till they're done and then I throw them away. Let's see. Oh dear. I've seen this, but I've never really read about it. Next fact. The Vent Haven Museum houses vintage ventriloquist dummies. Ventriloquist dolls can be quite creepy, and a museum filled with hundreds of ventriloquist dolls is likely a horror movie destination for many. In Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, the Vent Haven Museum houses over 900 ventriloquist dolls and other related pieces, such as photographs and replicas. Do you guys want to see the creepy photo of the ventriloquist dolls? Let me show you. Oh, it's so creepy. There's a human in this picture too. That's funny. Oh boy. I guess there's an empty chair right here where you can sit and take a photo with all the ventriloquist dolls. Okay, I'll move the dolls, Jenny, don't worry. They're scary, huh? I don't like their eyes. That's what bothers me the most. Next fact. So beautiful, says Ludmila. Yeah, that's something you would say. Next fact. Museo delle Anime de Purgatorio displays documents signed by haunted souls in purgatory. Museo delle Anime de Purgatorio, or the Museum of the Souls of Purgatory, is a small museum in Rome, Italy. Their collection displays several documents and photos with handprints that they claim to be from the dead or souls stuck in purgatory. Yeah, it's the eyes that bother me with ventriloquist dolls more than anything. But what's wild to me is that purgatory was made up by Dante in the Divine Comedy. Like, there's nothing in the Bible that talks about purgatory. Yet, it's like taken as fact, and there's a whole museum of like things from purgatory, even though it's just like Bible fan fiction. But I'm not saying there's anything wrong about that. I just think it's interesting. Next fact. The most haunted island in the world is Poveglia, Italy. In the 18th century, the Romans quarantined patients with the plague on Poveglia Island, which it doesn't say in here, but it's like off of Venice. Those inflicted with the plague, along with other deceased individuals, were left to die on this island. They later turned this area into a mental hospital, which closed in 1968. Whatever other creepy facts about this island remain hidden, as Poveglia is off limits to visitors. Jenny, the Divine Comedy is Bible fan fiction, so is Paradise Lost. It's Bible fan fiction, let's be real. know, maybe it was just a coincidence and people got better on their own and they thought, oh, it was the bloodletting. But I don't know. Next fact. These next facts are about King Charles II. Interesting. King Charles II drank alcohol mixed with pulverized human skulls. It says another creepy fact, but I think this was meant to go after the next one. A creepy fact about the English king is that he called his drink the King's Drops, and he incorporated it into his diet with the belief that it promoted good health. Alcohol mixed with human skulls. Okay, I doubted that it did literally anything. So this fact says Charles II watched William of Orange consummate his marriage. King Charles II was the uncle of William of Orange. He married his niece to the prince, and historians say that he watched over the two of them during their wedding night. It's a weird, horrifying, and creepy fact all in one. Richard the Lionheart, TT Infections. Now that was a character, wasn't he? He was a wild, interesting person. Barely a king, but totally just extra, I suppose. Describe him as. Alright, I'm going to test out the inhaler now, because I can feel my lungs starting to get tired. So if you just joined, I just got this inhaler today to help with my long COVID. Because whenever I whisper for a long time, I start feeling like I'm holding my breath even though I'm not. And this has been helping. So this stream is mostly just a test to see how this works with the whispering. If you haven't noticed, I'm not like gasping at all this whole stream, but I can feel it starting, so I'm gonna do the inhaler. So here we go. One more. Okay. Let that sink in for a minute. I already feel better. Ooh, that makes an interesting sound. Interesting. Alright, let's read more facts. Let's see. Women in the 18th century used lead as makeup. Queen Elizabeth I used Venetian ceruse to paint her face with white pigment. This makeup contains vinegar, water, and white lead, which was the pigment that gave the mixture its color. If looks could kill becomes reality through this creepy fact, as being exposed to lead could cause poisoning and death. It's true. TT Infections wants to know if I'll react to epic rap battles of history. No, because I'm not a reaction channel. There are some very good epic rap battles of history. I've watched it many times, but I'm not going to do reactions to them. Weird. Next fact is Muscovite palaces and courts had professional foot ticklers. A creepy and the pod's back. 1 second. 1 second, please. It's spamming too much. that she was a big fan of foot tickling. Many of her courts were filled with foot ticklers. It's believed that they often hired eunuchs and women because it helped them become more aroused. Catherine the Great was a strange person. But yeah, that's just a good example of why. Next fact. Emperor Nero profited off of human urine. We can say a lot about the Roman tyrant, but one creepy fact about him is that Emperor Nero imposed a urine tax, charging merchants who sold pee. This is because human urine was a valuable and useful product back in ancient Rome. For what? What were they using urine for? You know what? I don't want to know. Never mind. I don't want to know why they were selling human urine. Next fact, which has a picture that I'm not showing you guys. Yikes. The Judas cradle was a means of torture where the victim was forced to sit on a spike. Medieval Europe had no shortage of torture devices. For the Judas cradle, the victim's limbs were tied with ropes, and as they were lowered onto a pyramid-shaped wood device until it penetrated their anus or vagina. This horrifying fact doesn't stop there, as sometimes operators would add weights on the victim's legs to increase the pain. Well, no thank you. Let's see. I feel like this next one is one that like everyone learns in elementary school and all the kids go, ew. But during mummification, ancient Egyptians removed the brain through one of the nostrils. This scary process was called excerebration. Ancient Egyptians were known to insert an iron hook through the corpse's nostril to draw out parts of the brain that they would then place in a jar. They just reached up there, yanked it out. Yeah, I'm sure Guy Fawkes endured a lot of torture before being burned, right? Next fact. I know this one. I'm debating whether or not to do these next ones because they're about female anatomy. And it's going to draw on the bots, but whatever, I'll just block them. Doctors treated hysteria through a pelvic finger massage. In the early 20th century, doctors manually stimulated the genitals of women until they orgasmed. This was called hysterical paroxysm, and they believed that this could cure different types of female hysteria. My favorite type was the floating womb, because they believed that when women were PMSing, it's because their womb got like dislocated and was floating around their body. And they would try to figure out where it was and bring it back. Oh boy. Wow. I am not doing this next one. It's too gross and it involves insertion, so no thank you. It's worse than the Judas, whatever it's called. Next facts. More than 150 corpses occupy Mount Everest. Plenty of creepy facts and horror stories surround the world's tallest mountain, but one of the most horrifying facts about Mount Everest is that the bodies of over 150 dead hikers remain on the mountain, buried under deep snow. Very true. I know that nowadays they know like certain locations where they are because of the bodies left there. There's no way for them to bring them down, you know. Ooh, I like this one. People say a haunted radio station from Russia exists. UVB-76 broadcasts white static noises and occasionally picks up Russian transmissions. But nobody knows where this low-frequency radio station broadcasts from. It gets even creepier when you find out that it's been broadcasting since 1982. I think there's websites where you can listen to it, but it's like 95% static, you know. Let me adjust my seat real quick. chair and it's kind of lower than what I'm used to. Okay, next fact. To this date, scientists have only been able to account for less than 10% of the ocean. The ocean comprises over 70% of the Earth's surface, and with only less than 10% of that accounted for, plenty believers believe the ocean to be home to some of the creepiest and most frightening creatures alive. Today's technology continues to advance, but the deep levels of the ocean still make it difficult to explore further. What's clear is that so far the unknown continues to scare plenty of us. I have an unpopular opinion about the deep ocean. I believe that if there were creatures deep down, we would have found them by now, because we're very aware of so many deep water creatures, and surely we discover new ones all the time, but same on land. I feel like if there's anything truly huge down there, we would have found it by now. That's my unpopular opinion. Next fact. Looks like these next ones are about animals. It's pretty cool. The golden poison frog has enough poison to kill 10 to 15 people. The Phyllobates terribilis, or golden poison frog, lives in the Pacific coast of Colombia, with its bright yellow skin and small size. The golden poison frog's appearance is misleading, for its skin is coated in a deadly poison called alkaloid toxin. 1 milligram of this poison can kill around 10 to 15 humans. I'm going to show you a picture of this frog, because it's really cute. Look at this guy. He is a killer. Can you see him? He's super cute, but has enough power to kill you many times. Oh, I'm debating whether or not I want to show you guys the next picture. It says some fish have human-like teeth. Fish have their fair share of horrifying facts, but the pacu fish from South America might be the creepiest for some just because of their teeth. Despite being related to piranhas, pacu fish have straight, square teeth that look like ours instead of sharp fangs. Pacu fish use their molars to crack nuts and chew through plants. Another creepy animal is the sheep's head fish, who also have human-like teeth. Their chompers are distinct with 2 large front teeth. They're a cross between amusing and horrifying, but aren't most fishes like that? Do you guys want to see the fish teeth? It's really disturbing, but kind of funny at the same time. Let me zoom this in. I'm going to show you guys the fish teeth. Fish teeth. Anyway, that's for your nightmares tonight. This next fact I always think about when I'm putting on mascara. Microscopic mites live on our eyelashes. One creepy fact that might change the way you perceive your eyes is the existence of tiny mites that feed on the dead skin cells around our eyelashes and eyelids. Everybody has them, but it is a problem if they amount to large numbers. If you notice any itchiness, roundness, or redness around your eyes, consider checking with your doctor soon for eyelash mite treatment. Boy. Yeah, you should really, if you wear mascara, throw it out every few months. Because, yeah. Gross. Same with false eyelashes. You should only wear them 2 or 3 times and then get rid of them. There's definitely mites in them. Next fact. The Japanese giant hornet's sting is so painful that the media calls them murder hornets. The Japanese insect's sting in the world. Not that a single sting isn't terrifying. A single sting can lead to kidney failure and leave craters on your skin. What was that story a while ago where the Japanese hornets somehow got into North America? And people were like, be careful because they will mess you up. They're terrifying. Oh, they're so creepy looking too. I'm glad there's not a picture because they creep me out. Next fact. Oh, the brain-eating amoeba exists and they live in our waters. The Naegleria fowleri, or brain-eating amoeba, lives in warm lakes, rivers, and untreated swimming pools. Another creepy fact about them: this brain-eating amoeba enters the body through the nose and then travels from there to the brain, where it feeds on your tissues. Over 97% of infection cases are fatal. The good news about the brain-eating amoeba is that they are only really found in like southeastern America. So if you are not in that area, you don't have much to worry about the brain-eating amoeba. I think it's like the south and southeast, like the whole south part of the US is the only place where they live. So you don't have to worry if you're not there. But if you do live in that part of the world, never submerge anything past your neck into like still water in lakes, rivers, and untreated swimming pools, because that thing will swim up your nose and eat your brain. Next fact: horned lizards can shoot blood from their eyes. Vroom, 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 vroom. Horned lizards can shoot blood from their eyes. A creepy fact about horned lizards is that their defense mechanism is squirting blood from their eyes. This stream of blood can shoot up to 4 feet from their eye socket, and these horned lizards can do it several times within a short period. I mean, that would freak me out if I was trying to eat something and it started shooting blood out of its eyes. That would creep me out. Next fact: vampire moths are real. These aren't mosquitoes, but actual moths that feed on human blood. To add to this creepy fact, vampire moths can latch onto your skin and suck your blood for almost an hour. I wonder where those live. I've never heard of those. I bet they go to stuff like that. I don't know how I feel about this because it's not really that true. I'm gonna skip this one. Let's read about Mike the headless chicken was alive for 18 months after being decapitated. What the backstory to this creepy fact? Farmer Lloyd Olson meant to eat Mike for dinner with his wife, but the swing of his axe wasn't perfect. He missed the chicken's jugular vein and most of it the brainstem. Even without a head, Mike was alive, and he wobbled and crowed in his tour of fame. Wow, how does he crow without a head? Next fact: pigs can eat anything, and that includes humans. One creepy fact that most people don't know about pigs is that there have been many records of farmers dying from being eaten by pigs. The common occurrence is that while tending to the pigs, the farmer encounters an accident in the pen, and the hogs eventually feast on the owner's body. Yeah, pigs will eat you. I feel like that's a common fact, but let me see. I'm gonna see if I can't grab my water real quick. Hold on. It's just on the other end of the room. Do I even have water in there? No. Okay. My water bottle's empty anyway. So never mind. That was terrifying. for someone to fall or stay asleep for long. Because this can last for months, insomnia leads an individual to feel so exhausted that they suffer from high blood pressure, weight loss, and severe exhaustion until one eventually succumbs to death. Let's see. Ooh, there's some scary ones in here. I'm just seeing how many are left in this article, and then I'm probably going to go. There's quite a bit. Okay, let's just read through them, even though these get really creepy. Next fact. Medical errors cause around 250,000 deaths every year. One sad and horrifying fact is that medical errors are the third leading cause of death in the United States. An incorrect diagnosis, delays in therapy, and mismanagement of a condition are all medical errors that have cost lives. However, what might be most horrifying about this is that these are all seen as preventable deaths. My mom had a story about this. She was a pharmacist, and one colleague that she would, I guess everyone would complain about being careless and making mistakes. But then one time she made a mistake where she accidentally added a 0 where there only needed to be 1. So, like, whatever it was, she had this patient take 300 milligrams of something instead of 30 milligrams. And that person, unfortunately, passed from an overdose of whatever it was. I was like 8 or 9 when this happened, but obviously she was fired because she killed a person. It's just that easy to accidentally end someone. Isn't that a horrible way to go? Like following doctor's orders. Oh, it's horrible. Next fact. Locked in syndrome is a scary condition where you are conscious while in a coma. Being unable to speak is one thing, but suddenly being unable to speak and move is downright terrifying. This happens if you contract locked-in syndrome, or LIS, or pseudocoma. A patient with locked-in syndrome is locked in a coma-like state. While they are conscious, their body is completely paralyzed. In this state, they can only move their eyes. Think of it as the opposite of sleep paralysis, but just as creepy. How is it the opposite of sleep paralysis? The only thing different about that in sleep paralysis is that you eventually come out of it after a few minutes. But anyway. Next fact. Some trees can grow inside your lungs. This was a real fear I had as a kid. I was so terrified of plants growing inside of me. In Russia, doctors performed surgery on a man called Artenim Sidorkin, suspecting that he had a cancerous tumor in his lungs. Instead of a tumor, they found a 5-centimeter fir tree branch in his lung. Doctors believe that Sidorkin accidentally swallowed a fir bud, which later grew into a branch. A similar case happened in Massachusetts when Ron Svaden suffered from a collapsed lung. After his family rushed Svaden to the hospital, his doctors found a growing pea plant in his lung. Some might find this creepy or even fascinating, but Svaden found it funny as he munched on peas during his first meal after the surgery. I was like afraid of eating sunflower seeds as a kid because I was afraid of sunflowers growing inside of me and things like that. I didn't like to eat seeds because I was scared. Next fact. Doctors used the teeth of dead people to make dentures. Fake teeth weren't a thing yet in the 1800s, so dentists had to resort to making dentures out of real teeth. They called these dentures Waterloo teeth because dentists yanked these teeth from those who died in the war. This is a scary fact from the history of dentures, but at least science has made things easier for us today, right? It's like how everyone says George Washington had wooden teeth. was like, my doctor just took measurements. My dentist took measurements and ran it into the 3D printer. And he printed out an exact replica of my old tooth and stuck it up in there. So it was neat. I thought it was so cool. And it feels slightly different from the rest of my teeth, but in like a nice way. It's very smooth. Next fact. The sleepwalking defense has been used in order to have defendants acquitted for murder. Here's one of the most creepy facts about sleep. You can kill someone even when you aren't completely conscious. Since the 1800s, lawyers have used the sleepwalking defense because they believe their clients committed the immoral act while asleep or in a dreamlike state. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Next fact. Corpses recovered from bodies of water decay faster. There's no shortage of creepy facts about death, but what people might not know is that a previously submerged corpse's post-mortem changes occur much faster. However, if a corpse stays underwater, then the body's decay is much slower. This is because water temperature and other substances in the water can affect post-mortem. Richard, says Dylan. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Next fact. 2 Scottish doctors originally invented the chainsaw for childbirth. In 1780, John Aitken and James Jeffrey invented the first chainsaw prototype called osteotome. They used the osteotome to cut through the mother's pelvis when a cesarean was no longer possible. It is certainly gruesome to think of the large chainsaw we know today as a tool for cutting open wombs, but the first prototype was much smaller. The pain, however, was still horrifying. Oh, I don't like to think about this next one. Teratoma, or monstrous tumors, are evil twins that can grow in your brain. Yamini Karanam was 26 years old when doctors found a tumor on her brain. Oh, hey jellyfish, good to see you. During the surgery, the doctor discovered that the brain tumor had bone, hair, and teeth. Another creepy fact about these monstrous tumors is that doctors believe them to be undeveloped twins who didn't survive in the womb and thus latched onto the surviving baby. It's really creepy to think about a tumor with teeth in it. Teeth are just so creepy. Next fact, which, I mean, this is debatable. I have opinions about this one. Even after decapitation, human heads stay conscious for a while. One horrifying fact about death is that life doesn't leave a severed head right away. For around 20 seconds, the human head remains conscious, but what the human head thinks about in its last moments is unknown. Yeah, I'm not sure how truthful that is, because I think, like they were saying, how they, during decapitation times, people's heads would, like, their eyes would move around and their jaws would move and stuff like that. But I think that's just neurons firing, trying to figure out what happened, because especially the guillotine, since decapitations were so swift, you know, I don't think that was being conscious. I think that was just neurons in the brain. Next fact. Prosopagnosia is the inability to recognize faces. Brain trauma can cause prosopagnosia or face blindness. Those with prosopagnosia will see family members as strangers. They might even be unable to recognize their own face, which is a scary fact of science. I don't like this next one. 1 in 50 people in the United States has an unruptured brain aneurysm. That's about 6.5 15% of deaths occurring before the victim even reaches the hospital. Yeah, I had a friend who was at a theme park with her daughter, and she rode a roller coaster. And when, like, during and after the roller coaster, her head was just like killing her. Like, she felt so much pain. And she wound up going to the hospital, and she had a brain aneurysm that was about to go. And they were like, if you had rode one more roller coaster, you would have been done. Like, it's so creepy that she could have. I mean, she had brain surgery and got it out, and she was fine. But, like, she was that close to her brain just, like, and her being gone. So weird. Next fact. Postpartum psychosis can happen overnight. Although postpartum psychosis only occurs in about 0.1% or 0.2% of deliveries, this horrifying illness manifests within the first 2 weeks of motherhood. This means that a mother might feel the desire to kill their newborns as soon as they wake up from delivery. That's wild. Next fact. People can die with no discernible cause of death. Sudden arrhythmic death syndrome, or SADS, occurs when a person suddenly dies after a cardiac arrest with no discernible death. Enough detail about this creepy fact is that it usually happens during sleep.